Welcome to Seed to Life. Today I'm going to share with you tips to grow some root vegetables from store-bought vegetables. I prefer using organic vegetables whenever possible. However, they are not always available or they are expensive in my nearby stores. So I'm going to share with you how I am growing these vegetables for free. Let's start with potatoes. Spring is the best time to start store-bought potatoes, and they make it so much easier for us to grow them. New sprouts start appearing all over on these potatoes, and especially the organic ones. It is hard to ignore them at this point. While peeling the potatoes, I remove these peels and sometimes only the new sprouts and put them in water for a day or two. Once I put these peels in one of the pots in my yard. These peels were supposed to go in my compost bin, but it started raining and I forgot about it. The pot got filled with rainwater, and these tiny potato sprouts started growing roots. I didn't have a choice, I had to plant them. When the nature shows so much readiness, it is hard to ignore it. Potatoes need well-draining soil mix that is rich in organic matter, and in 3 to 4 months you can harvest them when the plant starts turning yellow. These freshly harvested potatoes taste so much better than even the organic ones that you get from the stores. The next vegetable that I grow almost exclusively from store-bought roots is elephant foot yam or suran. It is one of my favorite root vegetable that is not always available. And even if it is available, it is pretty expensive compared to the other vegetables. And also, I hardly get a good quality elephant foot in the stores. Don't ever think about getting organic one. I have never found one. One interesting thing about it is that its flower. It is very unique and that smells like rotting fish. This bad smell attracts the pollinators like beetles and the other insects. Good thing is that it is not very common, at least I haven't seen one personally. The root bulb of the elephant foot has eyes or bulges on it from where the new stalks develop. I plant them in early spring to harvest them in fall when they get ready. I save some of the pieces of these elephant foot for the next season when I plant them again in the garden and they grow back. I feel so happy that I can grow this vegetable at home because I would have missed it terribly. I love this vegetable and I know if I were not growing it, I wouldn't have eaten it. This is how a freshly harvested elephant foot yam looks like. You can save it for like many months and it doesn't get spoiled. And once you have it, you can just take out a piece. You can see a sprout on the root and you can regrow it. The harvest time for this plant is a little bit longer. It is 6 to 9 months since you planted, but it is still worth it. I know that if I don't grow this plant, I am not going to get it. So I don't mind waiting that long. And anyway, it is not that I have to put a lot of efforts to grow it. It is very easy to grow plant. Now, the next plant that I grow from roots, store-bought roots, is very valuable plant. It is a phytomedicine, that is a plant-based medicine, and it has become so popular that you will find the medicines and supplements made from this plant in almost every grocery store. As I am from India, it is an integral part of every curry that I make. I prefer getting the nutrients directly from my food rather than relying on multivitamin tablets. I believe it gets better absorbed that way, and you get the nature's purest ingredients. To grow these plants, I get the rhizomes in Asian grocery stores. I just bought it once and still reusing or regrowing these rhizomes every year. There are two different varieties. One is white turmeric and the other is yellow. The white turmeric, which is famous for its strong antiseptic properties, it is not commonly eaten. But the other one, the yellow variety, that is yellow turmeric, is edible and you can use it as a food color or to enhance the flavor of your dishes. It also has anti-inflammatory properties. One year I just got these rhizomes, about a pound or so, and planted them. It was springtime, so they were already sprouting. I put them in the ground and they grew beautifully. They need hardly any special treatment or care. They just grow along with the other plants very easily. There was no pest problem or no growing issues. By the winter of that year, I had a huge harvest. I harvested some of the rhizomes and kept the new rhizomes for the next year. I harvest them every year now, every year at the beginning of the winter, and this year I didn't even bother to bring the plants inside. Just mulched them and the rhizomes were fine. I mean, they survived throughout the winter and they grew back in the springtime. So that is how easy it was to grow turmeric at home. Now, processing harvested turmeric is a bit lengthy and tedious process. But if you are going to get pure organic turmeric for the rest of the year for free, isn't it worth it? And most importantly, the happiness when you smell that intoxicating aroma of freshly harvested turmeric mixed with that sweet earthy scent is so rewarding and satisfying that you would definitely want to do it. So definitely give it a try if you decide to grow your veggies on your own. This is a good plant to grow. The next vegetable that I'm going to talk about is purple yams. It is similar to sweet potatoes. That also you can grow the same way. But purple yams are not sweet and they're not as mushy as sweet potatoes. I love growing this vegetable because of its beautiful purple and violet colored roots. They are tasty like potatoes and they can go in soups, vegetables or fried patties. It can be an attractive food item to make kids eat healthy food. Around springtime, these purple yam roots develop small tiny leaves or buds that develop into future leaves. At this point, you can either plant the entire root or you can cut off only the part where it is sprouting, and you can plant it in a good enriched potting mix, and the vines soon start developing and they start growing beautiful shiny leaves. The vines are climbers. They start taking support from the nearby plants and stakes and start growing upwards. I am growing this plant mainly because I like it and also because it adds to the aesthetic value of my garden. The leaves are very pretty. They look like sweet potato leaves, but they are firmer in consistency. I remember once I planted it along with the other flowering plants in a big front yard planter, and it blended so well with those flowering plants that nobody could identify that it was a vegetable and not an ornamental plant. So, the fifth and the final plant that I have chosen for this video is ginger. Such a beautiful plant it is. There is not a single day that goes by when I don't use ginger. Then again, it is extremely easy to grow this plant and benefits are unlimited. My every morning starts with a strong ginger tea that gives me boost of antioxidants to do the hectic work in the morning. You can use it fresh or dried. Dried is more potent. During lockdown, there were a couple of months when I couldn't get any organic ginger. I prefer getting organic foods whenever possible. Ginger is one such vegetable that I need it to be organic because the regular ginger gives me skin irritations and I hate that. Also, I believe that organic ginger is more flavorful. If you use regular ginger instead, it definitely compromises the taste of your food. I grow ginger both in soil and in containers. I prefer growing in containers because it can be sensitive to the extreme temperatures. By keeping it in containers, you can move the container and protect the plant from the extreme temperatures. For ginger, again the planting to harvest period is very long. It is about 6 to 9 months and I need a lot of it. So now I have planted it in a big pot and it will be my inventory and I am planning to harvest it as I need it. But again, it is very easy. For all the root vegetables that I mentioned in this video, you need to have a good well-draining loamy soil that is rich in organic matter. Planting to harvest period is typically 6 to 9 months for these plants and they don't survive in winter. Of course, they grow back when the temperatures start rising in early spring. But yeah, you have to protect them during winter and from heavy rainfall in early spring. Turmeric takes a little bit longer to come back. The rhizomes, they start giving out stalks in mid to late spring. To care for these plants, you just need a regular well-balanced fertilizer and mulching. If the temperature in your area goes very high or very low, then you can just mulch these plants with a thin to medium layer of mulch and protect them. Or you can put them in a greenhouse or in a semi-shade area. These are not the only vegetables that I grow from the store-bought vegetables. Of course, there are many more and I grow them very frequently. I'm going to share with you how I grow these vegetables in the next video of this series. Stay tuned for that.
Thank you for watching my video. If you like the channel, please subscribe to my channel Seed to Life and post your suggestions in the comment sections below. Click on the bell icon to get notified about the new videos and updates. Thank you again. See you soon.